Before watching this storytime video, please under no circumstances attempt or repeat these actions in the video. Thank you. I mean it. I love the world of acting, being a character of an audience to witness as they feel that emotional attachment of said character. Some are made to be loved, and some are meant to be hated with a passion. Which would of course lead me to why I picked up WWE 13 at GameStop in high school. My fate was sealed. You know it's fake, right? If you don't shut your ass! Look, say what you want about wrestling overall, but I enjoyed it then to the point of wanting to try it, and I still enjoy it even to this day. For those of you that don't know, pro wrestling, or as I call it, WWE style of wrestling, is a performance where you have two competitors in normally a squared ring, and the goal is to tell a story between the characters. Yes, viewer in the back, we know what we're doing to each other. However, one thing we're supposed to abide by is making the match look as real as possible and not literally getting each other harmed critically. Now, if you thought a 15-year-old Thomas doing backyard wrestling was going to start doing that right off the bat, you'd be sadly mistaken. I've dealt with the hit by a steel chair, through the table, even powerbombed into a light tube during one of my matches. Don't worry, I was fine. But the two moments that really stood out to me, or spots as they're called in wrestling, oddly enough, happened on our ladder match show for both of these spots. The show was called Gold Rush, basically our Money in the Bank show, if you will. Back in 2016, I had just made my debut for the year, but lost at the last show. I wanted to make a name for myself, and so I ended up in a heated rivalry with one of the most badass opponents to have at the time. His name, Exodus Jones. Yes, that was his moniker. He worked for the rival company in the north, which also my character was basically against that company, so it made for a pretty entertaining rivalry, back and forth online leading up to the match. If I remember correctly, there was a deal that I made backstage, and if I did this during the match, then I would be able to win. Wanna know what that deal was? If I do a shooting star press off the 15-foot ladder, I can win the match. What's that? You don't know what a shooting star press is? Well, let me show you.
Shelton out of the ring, Brock Lesnar on the top rope. My God! Shooting star press!
Yeah, that probably wasn't the best idea to even think of. Listen, I believed in myself, okay? So yes, me and EJ have our match. Everything actually performed very well. Then, I finally set EJ down with my finisher. He was in the drop zone. The ladder was set up. I climbed, reached to the top, prepare to do this incredibly dangerous move, and as soon as I look down, I'm regretting all of my life choices. But guess what? Even though I knew I couldn't do a backflip, and I darn sure knew I was not jumping from 15 feet in the air, probably were thinking maybe 17 feet higher, I still jump! And I try it! Oh, it didn't work? Of course it didn't work, you lunatic! So yes, of course, when things don't go as planned, this is where we try to wrap up the match, so that way nothing further bad looks for this finish. Psych! Of course I go back up a second time! More confident and more certain that I'm going to hit it this time. And so... As soon as I smacked that mat the second time, you can bet that it took the wind out of me then. But I will say to this day, 15-year-old me definitely deserved it. The referee, of course, completely shocked by what just happened, doesn't know what to do. But what I find more funny is the fact that EJ in the background, as I am laying on the ground completely knocked out, literally has fans that seeing all this happen behind us start chanting for me to get back up. The show must go on. And, to be fair, EJ took advantage of the situation in a great way that honestly helped both of our characters in the long run, even though taking these next bumps would absolutely suck. He then gets me from the ground, proceeds to then powerbomb me multiple times, not once, not twice, but 4 times after this, until the referee then finally calls a referee stoppage.
That's it. He's out.
And the match ends like that. We have a little moment in the ring between our characters, and it made me a well-known competitor in the company at the time. So, as much as it sucked, mostly on my part, it definitely got people's attention that day, and for months to come, to be honest. Now that would be the most shocking thing that I ever did in this wrestling company for a long time. Until the following year. Brief context, 2017 was a pretty tough year for me. I was dealing with falling outs in high school, along with recently at that point kinda having no direction, wrestling-wise too. So, this was the first time I would ever be in the actual ladder match for the briefcase. I remember when I got to the show and the other guys in the match were kinda just talking about what they wanted to do, and I was just completely zoned out during the discussion. Some ideas were being thrown my way as, we'll just call these two right here, Steel and Turk. Yeah. Steel was the main orchestrator of the match, but not without pitching some pretty wild ideas. We need a big spot, guys. Why don't Thomas and Turk do a suplex from on top of there onto all of us? You do realize if y'all miss us, we're gonna crack our skulls, right? Alright, whatever. Why don't you do the plunge off the stage then? For those of you that don't know what move Steel is referring to, here's a clip.
Uh-oh. Kennedy.
I normally do this as one of my setup moves in matches, but that's besides the point. Let me set the scene for you. So the way how this crazy insane spot is supposed to go, there's going to be me and Turk basically getting on this pillar at the same time. I get him in my fireman's carry move. 3 people are fighting down below, and what happens is, when I do the move on top of them, they all catch us, so that way we land safely. Got all that? Cool. Now, if there's one thing I try to make perfectly clear, these guys need to be close to each other as much as possible, so that way they can catch us. Otherwise, if they miss, one of us is extremely fucked. But I'm sure you guys know where this is going. I get Turk in a fireman's carry, ready for this move. I look down. They're already too far apart to catch us. So the only thing I was thinking about in that moment, as long as I get messed up, but Turk doesn't. Which I tried my very best for that to happen. And so... that impact felt like I had a metal plate shoved up my spinal cord. It was not pretty. But I did achieve one thing. I protected Turk. He only rolled his shoulder and he was able to do hurricanranas right after that bump. Me, on the other hand, my back was hurting for weeks. As of this video, that is still the worst physical pain I have ever endured in my life. And if you're wondering, yes, the ladder match itself did continue. So after a couple minutes of squirming and literally just dealing with my lower back, I actually forced myself to get back in the match after some time. Honestly, my lower back was telling me to just stay out of the match entirely after that, but I was involved in the finish, so I couldn't stay out for too long. Surprisingly, I have not had to go to the hospital and get checked out for it, and as of this recording, I still have not gotten checked out for it. I'm either extremely lucky or God was with me that day. I actually asked Turk recently about it after all these years, and he just said,
Watching it back, I'm surprised by how brave and bold we were. Also, we were young and dumb. But at least we're still alive, so that's good.
And that, he is correct. And at least alive to tell the tale. Moral of the story, if you want to be daring and jump from great heights for fans, don't! Be safe, and please don't just try to randomly put your life at risk. We were lucky. That doesn't mean that's going to be the same result for everybody. So, just keep that in mind. I thought the last story time with pretty much just music in the back would be a little too boring, so I'm just gonna ramble a little bit for this to be able to end if you guys enjoy this, hopefully. But backyard wrestling for almost 4 years straight, if not close to that, was pretty something else. And I'm glad that I stopped. For the people that know me during that time period until now, you're an absolute OG. So, I mean, that's incredible for you to even know me for that long and to follow the work that I've done for that time period up until now. But I'm glad that I stopped, because if I continued, I honestly, even if I went pro wrestling, I really do think I would have gotten a serious injury, and I don't think I want to be one of those guys that's like dealing with multiple injuries and then getting myself hurt just so that way I can entertain fans. I want to entertain via my art and, you know, design and stuff. So I think it was the right call. Some people still want me to come out of retirement. You're not going to get me wrestling anytime soon. I'm telling you that right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I would love to make more Storytime videos like this. As of this recording, I'm still under the 500 subscribers eligible YouTube partnership program part, so I really want to get to that. If you made it all to this video or enjoyed this, please subscribe. It would help me so much. You don't even know. Even if not, and if you want to be generous, you can donate to my Ko-Fi if you would like to do that as well, to be a Ko-Fi member. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love to make more, and I hope to see you guys for the next one. I'm hoping that this is not the last one. So, I'll see you peeps later.